Hey there, this is Dr. Pam Perry. So, welcome to Get Out There, Get Known podcast. We are going to be digging deep into someone's brand today. We call it the hot seat in our Ready, Set, Go Speak community because they know how me and Lindsay can go in, not really go in, we're not like going in, but we basically are trying to make sure a person's brand is where it needs to be and if they want a makeover. And so that's what we're doing right now. We're actually going to be doing a makeover. So you're in the right place. If you are a speaker or author, subject matter expert, want to know how to get out there, get known, we're going to actually take a live case study. We've never met her before and really go over her brand and give her some suggestions on what it is that we see that possibly she can do to either get more media coverage, get more publicity, really understand her business, how to get more business. That's the whole point of this. And then we'll just kind of guide you through what are the things and the steps that a person can take when they're really trying to launch a brand, try to build a brand, trying to promote a brand. Ready, Set, Go Speak community is our community that we meet here every Friday at 2 o'clock. We have Coach P, who is part of our community as well. And a lot of our other Ready, Set, Go Speak members will be coming along as well. It's a community, a 12-month, 12, yeah, 12 not 12 month, yeah, 1 year, 12-month community where they are really in our community, learning, doing the coursework, getting the leads, learning all the things that they need in order to build and promote their brand. My name is Dr. Pam Perry, and I've been doing this for about 30 years. And Lindsay is a business strategist and also a business coach, really the person that every coach should have a coach. He is my coach as well. So we're going to have our guest today. Her name is Elisabeth Gould. She's from Texas. I want to say the Texas area, the Dallas area, and she's going to be joining us as well. But if you go to her website, you realize that she met Oprah. There's a big picture of her and Oprah on there, and it was like, So we're going to hear a little bit about how she really met Oprah and all that kind of thing. And then so you want to your goal is to be a world renowned speaker. So if you met Oprah, like what else is there, right? Okay, but there is probably some more after that. So I'm going to bring up Elisabeth Gould and Lindsay right after this. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast. Join Pam Perry, veteran PR strategist, Emmy award-winning producer and publisher of Speakers Magazine, who will show you how to crack the code in getting out there to get known. Each week, she either interviews her media friends, PR colleagues, or she just goes solo, offering you strategies on publicity, publishing, and platform building. So listen up to hear how to get booked on media places and on superstar stages. Now, here's your host, Pam Perry.
That part right there, how to get booked in media places and on superstar stages. That's what we're going to be talking about today, Lindsay. Everybody has that dream. Everybody has that wish. Everybody has that goal. But are they willing to just wish for it or work for it? That's the key, right? So if you're going to just wish for it, this is entertainment. If you're going to work for it, you take notes. So the people in the Ready, Set, Go Speak, they take notes and they know that there is a lot of information in there in our community that they can actually have access to as well. But Elisabeth just said that she's getting ready to come on right now. But Lindsay, tell people a little bit about who you are and what you do, besides being a business strategist and my business coach.
Sure. I am a cooking show advisor. That's the main thing I do is teach chefs how to start a YouTube cooking channel and build it into a business and build the marketing system that you need behind that and all of the foundational, the underpinnings that you need to actually build an online business. That's the main thing I do. But here with these hot seat reviews, what my focus is the marketing aspect and particularly the YouTube aspect, since pretty much most of the people here have public speaking aspirations. So there's no better public speaking platform than YouTube. It's the biggest video streaming platform in the world. In US households, more people watch YouTube on their television than Netflix. So with a YouTube channel, you effectively have a TV station. And that's something a message that I just try to reinforce to people, that this is not just another social media platform. It's not just posting on Instagram or whatever. What you put on YouTube, you're putting yourself on TV. So if you recognize that opportunity, and approach it as what it is, then you can really create whatever you want to create for yourself as a public speaker. And that's what I'm here for, is to try to give folks some guidance on how to take advantage of the incredible opportunity that YouTube provides.
Mhm. There's two words that I want people to really understand. There's the word opportunity and leverage. So, knowing that there's something that you want to do, you need to take advantage of the opportunity and leverage what you have. YouTube is something that all of us have. Now, how we leverage it, whether you're going to have a background like Lindsay or a background like mine, you're going to have a good microphone, you're going to have good lighting. Those are the mechanics of the things that Lindsay teaches and shares with people, because you can get on YouTube and you can look raggedy and ain't nobody gonna watch you. Or you can get on YouTube and actually find the best way. Right now, we're streaming live on YouTube and on LinkedIn and on Facebook, on the Speakers Magazine platform on Facebook. But a lot of times when people come on YouTube, they're doing it in their car, or they don't have the right lighting. And I always say, Lindsay, people think they're more ready than they are. So if CNN were to call you and they say, "Hey, we want you on our stream. You don't have to fly in. We'll just send you a link and you're going to come on." How are you going to be ready? How are you going to show up? If your sound isn't right, if your internet is going in and out, those are the things to check the day before, the weeks before, so that you are ready. And so ready, set, go, speak. That is the whole part of it, of really being ready, set, go to go speak. Because if you don't have those foundational things, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. And not that we're throwing any shade on Elisabeth or anything, but I do want to make sure that people know that having a good microphone is important. Elisabeth, I'm bringing her up in a few. She did go out, and the list that I sent her to really be prepared for today, she went out and got all those things. And in full disclosure, we did ask her yesterday, because she was one of the ones that would pick. We have so many different ones, and so we asked Elisabeth, would she be available to do our media makeover today? And she was like, I would love to. And so she went out and sent her the list of the things that she needed. So let's bring her up and see what it sounds like. There you are. Welcome, Elisabeth. How are you? Now she can't hear. All right. So I'm going to do edit your mic settings, maybe. Oh, you're on YouTube. Okay. You're not. Are you using? Let's see. We're going to.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Yes. I can hear you.
Awesome. Good morning.
All right. Good, good. So maybe it was a little delay.
Possibly, yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Very good. Very good. So what I'm going to do, middle, have you introduce. No, that's not the middle. Put you in the middle here. And that you can have, there we go. You're in the hot seat in the middle. There you go. All right. So we were just talking about how you have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And so you were actually ready. So tell us what you went out and did today, though, before you actually got onto our uh, show today.
I love to, but before I start, I just have to say, so nice to meet you.
Right. This is live. We have not met before. So good, good, good to meet you too. And thank you for filling out your form. We read it. And one of the things that really impressed both Lindsay and I was that you had lofty goals to be a worldwide speaker. And so that's what we want to get into today, so that people know it's like, well, a lot of people want to be aspirations of a worldwide speaker. So what does it really take? So we're going to kind of, you're in the middle, you're on the hot seat. If you can take it, you can make it.
Absolutely. And I love what you said about, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Get ready.
And
Yes.
I definitely agree with that statement wholeheartedly. And what I did prior to coming today, I love the way everything works together. I had everything except for a microphone. I needed to go and get my microphone. And I have my own personal speaking at her best microphone, but it's a karaoke microphone because I love to sing, and I didn't want to use that on this particular platform. I wanted to have something more, podcast ready. So due to that, I wanted to come on and just basically say, prior to coming here, everything else was ready to go. So I really am excited to be here and just let everyone know about Speaking at Her Best, which is the name of my company. And I just am here to continue speaking internationally. I've had an opportunity to do that, and I'm just thankful for this chance to let others know more about me.
Good, good. So one quick thing, Elizabeth, if you have any open tabs, close those because that might affect our internet. You kind of stuck a little bit. So
Okay.
the main thing with streaming, because we are streaming live, there's no rehearsal. So close all the other tabs and that'll kind of give it because StreamYard takes so much juice, I think. So just make sure those are closed. That way we don't miss a thing. So one of the first things I want to ask you right out the gate, elephant in the room, there's a big picture of you and Oprah. So where did that come from and how did that happen? And how did you meet her? And after you meet Oprah, like, girl, what else is there, right?
Well, thank you for asking that. I met Oprah I lived in San Angelo, Texas at the time. And I was in public speaking as a senior in high school. And I had made it to nationals out in Chicago.
Ah,
So me and my adopted mom, her name's Leanne Weaver, uh, and she was my teacher at the time in Lakeview. And we flew to Chicago together. And she had a connection in reference to the audio tapings of Oprah. And because I was the only one in our school who had made it to nationals held in Chicago, that was my reward for her being able to get us tickets to go because I was an impromptu speaker in high
yeah.
school.
Oh, that is so good. So I won't I know it's been a while ago because Oprah's show hasn't been on, but so you've really been speaking and as a champion speaker since high school.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then when did you decide to do the business of speaking full time, I guess you would say? That's kind of like the professional speaking.
Well, the professional speaking came a little later in my career because I was more so into corporate America. I started out
Okay.
in corporate America, and I'm a mom of one.
Mhm.
So, due to that, I was basically like, how do I get this speaking thing up off of the ground? I really didn't
Yeah.
know. And when it came to co parenting with my son's dad, he basically was like, okay, when my son, his name is Dyer, he basically went to live with his dad. And due to that, that allowed me the opportunity to focus more on my speaking career. So that
Mm.
was when I started looking into how I wanted to get it up and running. And young adults was my passion. So
Okay.
basically, schools, the high schools, middle schools, those were pretty much the things that allowed me to start speaking and going in through career day and just getting a chance to let the students know, yes, I am in corporate America, but in addition to being in corporate America, I'm also a professional speaker. So I would balance the two out and got a
Mhm.
chance to start to slowly but surely migrate away from corporate America to do this speaking thing 100%.
So that's really good, Lindsay. I hear can I ask what was your position in corporate America? What type of field were you or what industry were you in?
And I'm still in the industry. I'm still balancing those two things out. Are you familiar with a company called driveway.com?
Mm-mm.
Are you familiar
No.
with the company called Carvana or CarMax?
Yeah, CarMax, yes, and Carvana, yes, exactly. That's where my daughter got her car, through one of those places. So it's automotive related technology, really. I guess it's automotive and technology, and probably sales and marketing, obviously.
And I'm a brand ambassador for Driveway. So it went hand in hand to the point to where I started out as a sales agent,
Mhm.
and then I got a chance to be promoted into brand ambassadorship because of me being a professional speaker. It just went
Yeah.
hand in hand. So it was just like, why not do that thing, you know?
Yes, yes. That's what I was wondering if your corporate career recognized your talent or your gift because you obviously you've been speaking since high school, you're gifted at that if they recognize that. And that's always a good way for people to who are gifted in speaking if they don't know how to really uh, build out their business to have their corporate job really at that point pay them to use their gift. And that's what you did. So that's a really, really good way. If
Thank you.
I were, say, 10 years ago or even just 5 years ago, just starting out and I'm really gifted in speaking and I really feel called that I want to be a professional speaker, these are some of the three things, and this is for anybody and everybody that I would do. Obviously, carving out the time is really, really key. But number one is really making sure that you are going to learn the industry inside and out. When I say learn the industry, meaning that you know all the associations, you've seen all of the, uh, like you're part of Black Speakers Network, that's good, but there's also the National Speakers Association, there's Toastmasters International. Those are organizations where you're in a new industry, but you're around people in that industry. When you are a part of those groups, especially like a Toastmasters, you will then be able to practice, and you probably don't need to practice as much as others because you're gifted in that, but you can always improve your skill. And so that's one of the main things is just really learning, opening yourself up to being around other professional speakers. And I've seen you going to on your Instagram, we kind of took a dive in there where you're in conferences and things like that. That's really important. The other thing is just courses are really important. We have courses in Ready, Set, Go, Speak. That's important. Really learning the industry of PR, marketing, branding. What are the differences between the two? Lindsay on one side really talks about marketing, and then I talk about PR. But in the middle of it, you still need to build a brand. And so branding is really, it's more than photos. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. The other thing is just making sure that you're reading. So there's so many. I love Amazon. So you go on Amazon, you put on like how to build your speaking career. It's going to be 100 books picked up. I think some of my favorite ones, I left them upstairs. But some of the favorite ones is one right here. You probably have it. Not that I'm a part of this book, but it's called Speak Up, and it's the ultimate guide of how to dominate the speaking industry. And it's the Black Speakers Network anthology that we did about 3 years ago. But it's about 30 of us in here, and we each had a chapter. My chapter was like how to get out there and get known, obviously. But then there's people that talk about the industry of speaking, the management of speaking, the outreach of speaking, the different tools that you need as speaking. We use in Ready, Set, Go, Speak. Linda knows and Coach P knows that we talk about Talkadot, we talk about PitchDB. Those are different tools. So if I were starting, like just starting, obviously having a website and a press kit and all that kind of stuff is important. But one of the main things is just consistently in that learning space and learning and activating on what you learn. Because what I find, and even in Coach P and Linda, both of them are an exception to the rule. They show up, they implement what they learn, and most people don't. Most people have the idea or the dream, but they don't want to do the work. And then we kind of said that, do you want to wish for it or you want to work for it? It's just a difference. And so part of it is a little bit of math. That's what the business part of it is. It's like, I just have the gift. And it's kind of like, you could be in Motown and be a great singer, but Barry Gordy's going to have to direct your career, right? He's going to be the person that shows you, like, well, this is how much you need to charge. This is what you need. This is how you need to stand. This is how you need to position yourself. I'm from Detroit, so I always use Barry Gordy as an example of things. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. And so just really learning, being around the right people, having a mentor, a coach, practicing, going to conferences, you will find that you're probably going to be at the top 10% of the people who really want to be in the field because other people aren't doing that. They're not reading the books, they're not going to the conference, they're not taking it seriously. And so, if you want to be world renowned, making an impact, you want to be in the top 10%. And so it's going to take a little bit of work and it does take some networking, but sometimes you don't really need to network that much if you have a coach or a guide that will just introduce you to people and knowing the right people to introduce, that will introduce you around and just being involved. Opportunity is really, really key, but leveraging those opportunities are really, really key. The business side, I'm gonna let Lindsay talk about that because when we talk about the business side of what you're doing, when we looked at your website, and that's what Lindsay's going to probably go into, is that if I want to be a speaker, we need to see you speaking. If we look at your social media, we need to see you speaking. So, Lindsay, I'm going to pass the mic to you.
Sure. Who's your ideal client, Elisabeth?
Young adults, the youth, middle school through universities. So age 16 and up.
So people who have no money?
Well, no, time out. That's for my 501c3, the 16 and up, because I have a 501c3 and then I have my LLC. So speaking at her best, it's open to as early as, kindergarten on up. And I say that because I'm able to have coaching sessions for adults as well as young adults because I'm a life coach too. So that's the reason why I'm saying coaching sessions, just to mention that. I don't know if that information was something that you were aware of or not, but yes.
Life coaching is those two kind of go together. So now we know that if you're not speaking, you're going to be coaching. Okay, so that's good.
Yes. So I hope I answered your question, Lindsay, because it is a broad spectrum. But that's the answer.
So ideal client cannot, by definition, it cannot be a broad spectrum. Who is the person for whom you provide the best solution in the world? Like what is your solution, your product or service, and for whom is that the best product or service in the world, the solution to their problem? That you got to get real focused with ideal client, because what you just said was kindergarten and up. I mean, that's planet Earth. We gotta dial that in quite a bit.
That's fair. That's fair. So I guess my next answer, to just give you a more specific target group, because of me being in corporate America, I would say, the corporate America women ranging from 25 to 45 would be my ideal client, because I can relate to those ladies that are in that field, in that space, and wanting to climb the corporate America ladder. So that's what I would have to say in reference to that. That would be my ideal client.
So we still got to dial that in, because that's basically women in their working career. That's another, basically everybody. So like some of those women are mothers, some of them have decided not to be mothers. Some of those women are corporate, they're going for the C-suite. Others are, they have different interests. They're not trying to, be the CEO. Like so let's approach this differently. What is your product or service? What is the solution? The thing that you sell? What is your widget?
Great question. So I'm all about investing. I talk with, you mentioned it's a broad spectrum, but with me basically answering that question, what it is that I'm coaching on, I do feel like it's important for the entire world to be able to know about it, because it's investing in ourselves first, and then investing in our wealth second, and last but not least, our health. So I speak on investing, the importance of investing in ourselves. I too am an author, and I've written a book called 31 Best Ways to Love Yourself. So due to that, the investing piece discusses how we basically need to invest in ourselves first. And then the second part is, once you've learned how to invest in yourself, then you can start to focus on your wealth and creating that and what that looks like. So I have a curriculum that I'm still like basically finalizing, putting that together, because I'm getting ready to launch another piece to my coaching platform. And once I'm able to go ahead and roll that out, then I can combine the two together through professional speaking, being able to speak on the importance of self-love, which is ourself. We're investing in ourselves. And then we're investing in our wealth. And last but not least, if your health isn't good, you can't even enjoy the wealth. So I always have to bring that up and talk about the importance of our health as well.
So your industry is basically personal development.
It is.
Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Tony Robbins. It's a $1 billion industry. So personal development is just a industry or a category. Those are the things that you said. we understand that that's kind of like your sound bites of what you do specifically. So this is just me, Lindsay. Give me 2 seconds. If I were to say, who are your, because he's trying to have you dial into your ideal client. If you
Okay.
were to say, who are the people who are the, I won't say competitors, but maybe the benchmark people in the field that you aspire to be, say, someone that you see that you would be like in 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years. Because the way I kind of look at it, even when I was going into PR at the very beginning of my career, I looked at who was my person that I aspired to be like. Terry Williams was one. I love Terry Williams. She wrote a book, Personal Touch. Nobody probably knows her because you weren't in PR, but those are the ones. And the other one was Lois Weiss, and she's a white lady since passed. So those are the ones that I would study and look at and actually got to get to know. But for you, if you're in personal development, who do you see that does what you are doing, maybe speaking to the audience that you want to speak at? And then that will help Lindsay kind of help you decide what is the target audience, because you're going to speak marketing words to that target audience. Because right now we're just speaking to women 20 to 45, and it's like, I can talk about anything, but who do you see that's in that personal development space? They don't have to be famous for everybody to know that that's who you're looking at, because Terry Williams, no one knows, but I know what she does. So for you, what websites do you look at and say, hey, they pretty much are like on par of what I do
I
that I
would
see?
love to answer that.
Mhm.
I apologize. Go ahead.
No, I said like in 5 years or 10 years.
I would love to answer that. So the top two people that come to mind, obviously, number one is Oprah. I'm glad that I'm able to basically say I've met her, and I just recently got a chance to talk to Dr. Phil because he just moved here to Dallas,
Oh,
and
right.
I got a chance to meet with him, and I had asked him. I said, "Hey, have you spoken to Oprah lately?" I was like, "Because I need you to do me a favor," and he was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Could you let her know that I'm wanting to see her again and take an updated picture and let her know what I've been doing since we met?" And he was like, "No, seriously." He said, because I laughed too. I thought he was like, just gonna brush me off. And he was like, "Oh my gosh." He was like, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and let you speak with my PR person." So I got his information and I'm waiting to hear back from him. So that is not out the park. It's not out of the park. So I'm basically just waiting to see how that transpires. But Oprah would be number one. And then who I have recently been able to connect with here in Dallas, her name is Amberly Logo. And me and Amberly just got a chance to connect at her Unstoppable Summit. She's a worldwide known awesome speaker, and I got the pleasure of meeting her. She invited me as her VIP guest here in Dallas. And I don't know if you have ever heard of a gentleman by the name of John Gordon, but he is in her circle. And I was really impressed to be able to meet him. And Ben Newman, have you ever heard of a gentleman by that name? No. So these individuals were a part of her Unstoppable Summit here in Dallas. And she invited me to be able to join her mastermind group of ladies. She extended an invitation and told me that she would be my personal coach. So I now have one of my coaches that, again, Oprah's still in the running. I'm still wanting to meet her and see her again, right? But in the meantime, in between time, I wanted to make sure I am doing my due diligence and doing everything that I can, which is being able to talk with you lovely people today and say thank y'all for this opportunity to give me that food for thought, especially you, Mr. Lindsay, because those questions were a little tough for me, sir. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought that I had the answer, and I know it. I'm sorry. I'm
Well,
like,
that's part of the industry of the business that we're in every day. So you don't have to feel bad not knowing it, because we live it every day. Everybody knows, and ready, say, go speak. It's the first thing we go through, the things like who's your ideal client, allow matching your expertise, because once you know that, you can match it to the media. That's where we do the media makeover.
thank
The
y'all.
thing that I just saw when you just said the lady who did the conference, so I've never heard of, not to say that I need to know everybody, but I would have thought outside of Oprah, if you're going that tall, Lisa Nichols. Lisa Nichols is definitely a New York Stock Exchange speaker. I don't know this other lady was saying that just did the conference. Obviously, she's doing something in Dallas, but Lisa is more worldwide. She speaks on, different stages from all over. She's been on Oprah and all that kind of stuff. But just knowing, take a little bit deeper dive, Elizabeth, in terms of people who are in the industry that are speakers, because I don't know if you have different people that you speak to that are African American, Hispanic, that kind of makes a difference too, because that matters for media. So if I want to pitch you to Black Information Network and you said, well, I don't really speak to Black people, well, then that obviously I'll take that off the table. So it's just knowing exactly who, and like, say, for instance, someone like Sherwood, she may speak to women, and that's it, but primarily African American women. She's unapologetic about it. So just knowing the niche. Valerie Burton, client of mine a long time ago, she's a life coach. She's one of the top life coaches. Hopefully you've met her and read some of her books, that what type of life coaching she does, and she gets booked to speak, and she does segments and things like that on different television stations. So it's more, it's more than taking the picture with Oprah, but just studying the mindset, the mentality, the crew,
Yes,
the
I
work,
agree. I
all of
agree.
those that went behind that. And so really just maybe dialing back, say, maybe in 5 years I can't be like Oprah, but maybe in 5 years I could be like, I don't know, Sherwood or Lisa Nichols, that kind of thing. And look
Okay.
at what kind of things they did. They were on different particular things, or they just looking under the hood of what they did. And maybe from working with the young lady, she can kind of show you that as well. I have a personal bias. This is just me, and Ready, Set, Go Speak knows this as well. That I have a personal bias of sometimes of speakers trying to help other speakers speak. And the reason why is that because I'm not trying to be a speaker, and I can help people and I can see outside of that. So if I'm a speaker and I want to help other people speak, if I have an opportunity to book you or book me, who am I going to pick? Book myself because I'm a speaker. So, it's almost like I don't want to be in competition with any of my clients.
Right.
That's the thing I'm saying. So I don't ever want to be like Les Brown and Willie Jolly. They're both speakers. They're both mentors, but they don't mentor each other. They help each other. They're colleagues, but they don't. One is not. They're both doing the same thing. So kind of get what I'm saying. It's like, and I know there are some speakers that teach speaking and they could do that, but as far as like helping you build your career, they're also building the same career. It's like I have a publicist friend who is a colleague, but we're both doing the same thing. So it's not like I would ask my publicist friend to be part of a person that's going to groom me because we're both have PR firms, unless they're maybe 20 years or so down the line from me, and that's not a problem. Then they could be a mentor, like Terry was to me. But Lindsay, you go on with your question. I just want her to know, like, in terms of one of the ways to really sharpen the way you think about your clients, who you serve, is looking at who is in your sphere of, especially people who write the same type of books or speak to the same type of people.
Okay. Thank you.
How are you currently marketing your business?
Well, that's actually what made me reach out to Dr. Perry, because I really wanted to see about, elevating in that marketing space. As she had mentioned, she's seen a lot of pictures, I'm sure, on my Instagram, because I am a photo queen. I love taking a good picture. And due to that, it's just all about networking. And when it comes to the marketing piece, I have been looking to see what's going to be the best route for me to take when it comes to elevating up with that marketing side. Some of the people that I had mentioned that are my coaches, me personally, I have so many coaches because I learned so much from all people. I mean, I'm learning from you guys right now, and y'all aren't officially my coaches, but I'm learning from you, right? It's just, I appreciate when I do have an opportunity to speak with individuals, I'm taking in what they're telling me, that feedback. So right now, all I can tell you is, Mr. Lindsay, the marketing, I mean, you're the marketing guru, sir. You want to go ahead and let's get me leveled up. I would love your help.
Okay. Are you doing anything?
What do you mean? Yeah, I'm
What
doing something.
So where can I go to see examples of you showcasing your expertise in the thing that you want people to hire you for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and those are the platforms as of right now that I'm utilizing to market myself as of right now, and of course on my website.
Okay, so I'm looking at your Instagram right now.
Okay.
Um, what I'm looking for is you demonstrating your expertise. What I see here is a whole lot of stuff, but where I don't see anything that's showing me you doing the thing that you want people to hire you for.
That's fair. And now
Is there
that
a
I've gotten that
platform
feedback,
is there a different platform that I can go to where I can see you doing the thing that you want people to hire you for?
I mean, other than the same platforms that I just named, I could name them again if you like.
Well, I
are you
mean,
on?
you named this one, and I don't. What I'm looking for is you actually doing the thing. So if I go to Facebook, am I going to see another version of this where I'm not actually seeing you demonstrate your expertise? That's I'm looking for the platform where I can go. If I'm a customer, if I'm your ideal client, I'm looking for the platform that I can go to where I can see quickly that, yep, you're the person that I want to hire.
Okay, and that's fair. On my Instagram, I basically spoke at the high school at Plano High School. I have some information in there to where it was showing again when you're in the high schools, they don't really allow you the opportunity to video the students. So I have to do the best that I can when it comes to providing that information to show people that, hey, I'm speaking in front of a high school audience. I can maybe get some of their hands shown when I'm asking questions for engagement and things. But as far as specifically right now, I wouldn't have that. I know I was just selected to speak at the panoramic experience in September in Atlanta. So like what you're asking me about that, I would be able to obviously, have those types of footage recorded and put on my website to be able to show that better than what I currently have, because a lot of my current stuff has been in the high schools and they haven't given me permission to get video footage of me being in real time speaking. So I wouldn't be able to provide anything right now for that.
Well, so I would encourage you to consider content that you can just create directly. So if you're a coach, you're a coach for these women that are 20 to 45, you provide you don't need an audience. You don't need to be on a stage. You don't need a formal event to coach. You can provide some guidance to the women in your audience, your target audience this week. You can go on YouTube and make a 10-minute video saying, if depending on what I don't know what your message is, but whatever it is, you should have something to say every week. You should be able to deliver some pearl of wisdom to your ideal client on a weekly basis. You don't need an official event for that. You can just go on YouTube for that, or Instagram or LinkedIn, whatever your platform of choice. But every day you wake up, you have an opportunity to showcase your expertise. You don't need to be on somebody's stage to do it. You can build your own platform to do that.
Yes, I would agree 100%. TikTok, if you're able to look at that, I don't know if you're able to check that out. Those were some of the things that I was posting to, just speaking to my audience. I am speaking at her best is the name on TikTok. And those were just like some small video clips of me putting messages out there that were inspirational and just kind of allowing the people to get a chance to better know me and what it is that I do. But I have definitely heard you loud and clear in reference to those awesome tips to where I would be able to do that on my Instagram for sure.
The
Uh,
one of the things that I like in terms of when we're talking about social media, because long form story content is best. When I say long form story content is best, meaning like a story written about you in a newspaper, magazine, whatever, right? That can then be shared out on social media. Social media itself, people are scrolling, except for YouTube. That pretty much is it's geared towards a whole nother platform. Lindsay could talk about that. But for instance, if TikTok leaves, and they've been talking about it, so now where's all my content gonna go? Or where did it go? Are you getting clients or inquiries from the current social media that you are using? I personally don't like Facebook and Instagram for quote unquote business. I do it to amplify the PR clients, just from the standpoint that PR is where it lives, but it's amplified in the social. I don't take it from the social and try to push it to the sale. It's a different kind of a strategy. The thing, if you don't have a link to the website where you're capturing emails, so maybe people don't really hire you from social media, but you should be growing your email list. And then from the email list, you can really take it and then share people exactly what it is that you do and make offers to them. Whether it's your book, they can get it on Amazon or they can get it from, but it's a point where you're taking cold traffic, you make it warm, and then you continue to warm them up on the list. So where have you found the most success? I guess you say most engagement, I guess you would say.
Okay, and before I even answer that question real quick, I forgot to mention he gonna probably wanna smack my hand when you ask me about my coaches. I'll be like, I have so many. Rodney, if you watching this or when you watch it, just know Rodney C. Burris is one of my coaches, and he's a phenomenal guy, and he's been working with me, and he's helping me to basically sift through some of these questions that Lindsay and you, Dr. Perry, are asking me. So we've been working rather closely on that. So again, I had to just bring him in because I was like, I forgot to say, I'm sorry, Rodney, but I definitely appreciate that.
Rodney C. Burris is actually the poster child of Ready, Set, Go, Speak, because he's one of the first ones. When you go to readysetgospeak.com, you see his video, and he just talks about the program because it met Rodney paid me about 4 years ago. Maybe 5 years ago now. And he listens, and I will say, just like the people that are like Linda and Coach P, he does take the information and apply it. If I
Okay.
say, "Rodney, this is raggedy, take it down," he will do it, and I'm pretty strong. And it's only because I see the best in them, and I just really want all of you all, Linda as well. It's like, okay, we need to upgrade, we need to up level. And those are the things too. So Rodney has been a client for a while, and he is really good. When he
Yes, yeah,
first began, he was not doing the things that would grow his business. He had the gift. Being gifted at something is different than just really knowing the business. You could be good at singing, but if you don't know the business of singing, it doesn't matter.
agreed.
So that's part of the prep of that. And looking at Rodney as a mentor, you can see where he certain things that he does that even then you I if you're looking at him as your mentor, the things that he's doing, I don't see you doing. And I didn't even know Rodney was your mentor. So Rodney has pretty much podcasts. Gets in a lot of the media coverage and things like that. He's pitching himself on a regular basis, like regular, like it's part of the things that he has learned how to do, and it's now part of his job. So he will have different stages that he's on. He's speaking out of the country and that kind of thing. But it does look, at the very beginning, when I first met Rodney, he had the worst video on YouTube I'd ever seen. And I said, "And you're a speaker." I said, "It's not bad because you were speaking bad. It was bad quality. The sound was bad. He was on the street and you couldn't hear him because the cars were driving by, and I was like, "Didn't anyone tell you this?" And he said, "No, no one told me truthfully. They said it was good, but they didn't really tell me why it was good or why it wasn't really the best." He says, "I was wondering why I wasn't getting views." So we're saying all this in love, Elizabeth. We call it a hot seat because it may get a little hot, but some of the things that I'm looking at on your TikTok, I do see, roughly about 2 or 300 people. You've got one that's kind of like a little bit 1,800. But I will say, if we're going to do TikTok, where is the link to your website? How will they get in touch with you?
Well, they're gonna look after this call. I'm going to make sure I update that immediately because that's the first thing that I'm going to do.
Yeah, and I think if I'm not mistaken, because I don't know all the rules, but I think you have to have so many views or so many followers before they allow you to put a backlink of your website there.
Okay.
So I want to say it's like 1,000 followers before
Okay.
you can actually show your URL,
Okay.
which is crazy. So
I
pick
agree.
another platform because now you got to grow to 1,000 and you only got like 119.
Oh, well,
You
we're gonna get that up. We're gonna get that up.
Well, what I'm saying, there's another way where you can put your link into another social media without having to get to 1,000. You can put it on YouTube immediately.
Okay, I better understand. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, kids like TikTok. My daughter uses TikTok, but she ain't selling nothing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
Kids
okay.
actually like kids actually like YouTube more. Pew
Okay.
Research Center did a study on that. YouTube is the number one social media platform among teens. TikTok, I don't know if TikTok is second or third, but number one is YouTube, and there's a wide gap between number one and number two.
Wow.
So I don't care who you're trying to reach, they're on YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube's is number two most visited website, period, on the internet. So everybody else is running second to YouTube in terms of social media. I don't care what it is you're doing. YouTube is number one.
Awesome.
Linda wants to come to the stage. Hey, Linda, how are you?
Hello. It
Hey.
is so glad to meet you, Elizabeth. Have I met you before?
Not to my knowledge, but it's a pleasure to meet you too.
Well, I just wanted to, listening to you, I'm very interested in your nonprofit mission focus.
Thank
So is that separate from your business, for-profit business?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay. Uh, I am a nonprofit expert. I've been one for years, and I want to recommend to you, are you networking with banks and corporate companies? I heard you say that you're doing something with, is it CarMax, or you're a brand ambassador?
For a corporate America company. In fact, driveway.com,
Yeah.
Driveway, that's the name of their company. And I am a brand ambassador for them. And in fact, I'm actually on vacation right now. I'm getting ready to go back into the office next week. And we're getting ready to work together on me putting together their jingle for their company. So that's why I said I love to sing, and I just love to have a good time and educate and things of that sort, right? So due to that, Driveway is definitely it's been a blessing to me. And due to that, I wanted to do the 501c3 and have Driveway to sponsor, you know, things when it comes to the community and giving back. So we're having discussions on that.
Okay, well, that's great, because one of the things that's very important for nonprofit organization to be able to be sustainable and be able to get access to resources from banks as well as corporate companies. And I tell you what, you have a great opportunity. So I would suggest to sort of leverage your 501c3 nonprofit organization to get access to revenues, you know what I mean, that you can generate back into your nonprofit organization to be sustainable. And I tell you, it's a very lucrative opportunity for you. So I just wanted to come up and introduce myself. I'm from the Dallas area, so glad to meet you.
And you
Would it
also
be
mentioned
too
too, Linda, about HBCUs.
Oh, I sure did, because one of the things that is very relevant now, due to the season that we're in for businesses, HBCUs are really community drivers. So therefore, they have access to community outreach dollars that can definitely partner with your nonprofit organization, depending on the areas of your mission and your focus and your goals. So
That's it.
that's another great opportunity.
That is. That's a golden nugget right there, Elizabeth. If
Yes.
I were you, I would take one area and focus on it until you get a lot of wins. So
Okay.
say for instance, it is a HBCU and it is your 501c3. You can be that girl where there's a lot of HBCUs and you can get a lot of news around that. You can get a lot of PR. I mean, picking one thing to be an expert in and to show up as is really key. Not everybody can do everything well all at the same time, other than Oprah, right? but even then she kind of is focused in one area. But HBCUs would be an area, but follow one area at a time instead of trying to be a rabbit that goes in a whole lot of different ways. If you focus and go one way, it would really be better. So Linda is part of our community as well. Like I said, Rodney is. I would really invite you as well to be a part of Ready, Set, Go Speak as well. It's not a mastermind, but it's a little bit of a mastermind, but little, not really mentoring, but I do a little bit of mentoring. It is mostly magic because if you can take it, you can make it. I really see people who where they are, where their capabilities are, and where they really need to go. And so you go through and meet a lot of my media contacts. You can take the courses. We have resources. There was a young lady today. She was just a little overwhelmed of all the things that she had to do. And I introduced her to a project manager that we use, and it just solved the problem. So sometimes we don't have to go solo on a lot of things that we're trying to do. You just need to partner with people. So we go over, publishing, partnering, because we have a publisher that is in our group, partnering. YB is a part of our group. He's a LinkedIn locksmith. I don't know if Rodney's ever told you about YB, and definitely we go over publicity, which is a big core of it. Linda knows. And then right off the bat, we are putting people on different things. And then even before we even do all of those things, we go over branding. So the first thing I tell people to do is go through the branding accelerator course. I don't know how many modules you've gone through, Linda. I think it's about 14 of them. But if you go through at least one a week, it would be good to go through them and then do the homework that's assigned to it. But the main thing is that people have an opportunity to network, grow. You have accountability people that you connect with. I think Coach P connects with Tari, and some other. Oh, and Donna Marie. Oh, that kind of rhymes. Donna Marie and Tari, but they help each other, and then they also could speak on each other's stages or each other's podcasts. Eric does that as well. He always has people on his podcast as well, and he even just recently was on a big coup for him because he's a mayor of motivation. And so Willie Jolly is like the number one motivational speaker. So we kind of thought that was a big win. So we cheer each other on and all that kind of stuff. But the main thing of Ready Set Go Speak.com, if you kind of take a look at it, you'll see it might be the thing that you need that is kind of like missing the pieces. You've got the gift, you've got the singing, you've got the even some of the connections, you've got some great mentors. Rodney's a great mentor, but just being in the yeah, and then Linda says you can even connect since you're in the DFW area as well, because it's like a family. And it really is. It's the main thing is for people to get out there, get known. Every Friday we do the hot seats. Like Linda knew that she could add some value today. Sometimes YB adds value, or sometimes Jackie, she'll add value. But the main thing is that it's a PR, marketing, branding mindset over 12 months. So even though you may be gifted in the area and you're gifted in that, but there's certain things to leverage that you need to do, or certain things you need to up level. Because one of the things that we're doing now, and we did this, Coach P, we did our intro. So everybody's like, well, introduce yourself. And people say, well, tell me a little bit about yourself. Hi, my name is Pam. I help people promote, amplify, and market their brand. PAM. That's what I stand for. That's what I do. So we just kind of get a good way for people to introduce themselves, if it's going to be on a podcast, or you write out a bio and you give someone to introduce. Those are all the mechanics of it. It's probably the for most people, it's not the fun part to practice. The fun part is to play, but you got to practice if you want to win, right? So you can say
Yeah,
ready, set, go is where we actually do all the practice so that you can go out and win. So that's why we call it ready, set, go, speak, so that all the things behind the scene are what we're doing. And then once a year, we have a Speak, Sell, Shine, where we do a big event as well. It's kind of like a TEDx kind of a talk. And the people who
cool.
are in the community, they get uh, access to that first. And, so those are the things as well. But Linda, thank you so much. You two connect on LinkedIn, because that's the favorite platform that I always tell people, the business people, to hang out on. Okay. So you
Thank you
two
so
connect
much.
there. Thank
Thank
you, Linda. All right, we'll
thank you,
talk
Miss
to
Linda. Thank you.
you. So that is the hot seat, basically. We got about a few minutes left, and I don't know if Lindsay wanted to add any more uh, to that. Uh, uh-oh, what happened to your sound?
That's me.
Okay.
I would say you got to pick a platform and commit to posting on it regularly. And so like your TikTok account, that probably isn't the right platform for you because TikTok is a high volume
Okay.
platform, meaning you got to put out a lot of stuff. You have 8 videos on there.
Okay.
Unless that's 8 videos from the last 8 days straight, that's really not enough volume for you to be successful on TikTok. YouTube is a low volume, high return on low volume, so you can do 1 video a week on TikTok, YouTube, talk for 5 minutes, talk for 10 minutes, talk for 20 minutes, whatever it is you got to say. But if it's not YouTube, then LinkedIn, but pick a platform that you're going to show up on consistently, because you people can't hire you if they don't know you exist. And that your website, the only way they get to your website is through social media. So you got to be visible on a social media platform, for regularly visible on a
Okay.
social media platform for people to contact you. And when I say visible, I mean demonstrating your expertise in the thing that you want them to hire you for.
Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Because you have two
Welcome.
things that you're selling as well. It's professional speaking, doing that, and you said the life coaching. And it sounds like you're in the process of doing a course as well.
I'm putting that together. Yes. I haven't finalized it, but I am literally in the process of putting that together. So
And you do have a book as well. So how are you selling the book?
it's on Amazon and it is on my website. And I do it in person. So if people want to purchase it right away, they can just, grab it with me. Or they can go to Amazon and order it strictly from Amazon.
And that's one of the things too, is people think that I've talked about my book once. People should remember. Remember, social media is always cycling through. So at least once a week, talk about your book. You could read a chapter from the book. You could look at your book, whatever. Show a picture of your book. Show other people reading the book. I mean, you could have other people who've read the book, what they've thought of the book. I mean, so that's something that you sell. And then obviously, maybe hopefully in the book, there's pages in there where people can book you to speak. So I always tell people that book, we just had a seminar the other day with Dawn Owens from Owens Publishing Company, that your book definitely needs to have those pages at the back where they can get on your email list, because if they buy from Amazon, you don't really know. And then also too, that they know what other things you do. So in the back, it's like a little bit of a it's more like a narrative about who you are and what you do and who you serve, so that they can know that once they read the book, how they can get in touch with you. So usually the back matter of the book is really that. It's the back matter. It really is like, that's the part that really matters, right? We call it the back matter. So you want to make sure that people, once they finish, it's like, oh, I really love that. So let me contact her. Let me get on her website. Let me get on her YouTube channel. Let me subscribe to her YouTube channel. Let me hire her. Let me recommend her. Let me refer her. Those are the things that the back matter should do as well. And the forward matters as well, but the back matter matters in terms of trying to get sales. So that's the thing. And I'm looking for, it's like how to put a link on TikTok in your bio. It does look like you have to have so many followers and that kind of thing. But on
That's
YouTube,
okay.
you
I'm
can
about to
add.
go to YouTube. I'm about to go to YouTube immediately.
Yeah, 'cause YouTube is basically where a lot of people do find, especially speakers, it's where you really do find that people can watch you on your smart TV and understand, like, oh, okay, I want to
Yeah.
hire that person. ET, the same thing, client from years ago, got his start on YouTube, right? His first viral video wasn't on TikTok. TikTok wasn't even around when ET started. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. I will say that making sure that your YouTube is secure. My other client, Les Brown, he was on the cover of Speakers Magazine. His YouTube channel got hijacked, and it
Oh
was
no.
horrible. And so we had
Mm,
to start over again. Yeah,
sorry to hear that.
yeah, yeah. So you just got to make sure that you take the security measure. But part of that is mentoring. So people will tell you, like, girl, you got to make sure A, B, and C. So we
Right.
run out here, we do things, but make sure that you are getting advice before you do anything like major and that kind of thing. But yeah,
Thank you.
YouTube is it. I see a private message over here. Okay. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. I put my TikTok there. My TikTok, don't judge it, is strictly for fun. I just do it out of stress relief. It's just me dancing, okay? I ain't even that good of a dancer, but it's what I like to do. I
I
get
love
most of my
that.
business from LinkedIn and from YouTube. That's it.
Okay.
That is it. Lindsay's shaking his head like, oh my God.
You're not much of a dancer, Lindsay. You don't have no
But
TikTok out there.
But I
that's
am on
actually
my YouTube.
that
He knows
that's
it is robust. It is
that's
robust.
actually a good strategy. This is what I'm cautioning, telling my chefs all the time. You need to, I understand you need to have your creative outlet where you do whatever. Have a channel for that, and then this channel for your business needs to be all about your business.
Business.
Every post
Yes.
needs to be made with the intent of showcasing yourself to your ideal client. So you can't have your random stuff. Oh, I just wanted to share this. Or hey, here have another platform, another channel for that, another page or whatever, where you can do that. So Pam does her dancing on TikTok,
But I
but
don't do it on YouTube.
not on YouTube.
Got it.
No, that is so true. That is so true. Well, thank you so much, Elizabeth. I invite you to be a part of Ready, Set, Go, Speak. We really enjoy it. You seem like you know a lot of people. You know Rodney there as well. And then there's also another young lady. Her name is Andrea Patrick. Andrea Patrick is from the DFW as well. Andrea Patrick is a content creator and she does a podcast and that kind of thing. She's going to be doing a webinar with our group as well. But I would invite you to join. Just go to Ready, Set, Go, Speak. You got any questions? Just hit us back. Let us know, what it is that you need. Definitely want to see you get out there, get known.
I
You
can't
gotta
thank
get
y'all
out.
enough. Thank y'all so much. Can I give y'all virtual hugs until I can give y'all one in
Yes,
person?
yes.
Sure.
I love that hat too. That is very cute. So you could tell when you said you were a singer, I was like, okay, so she got this entertainment vibe as well.
Thank you.
So yeah, so that is kind of like the cool thing. When people who are speakers, like Willie Jolly is a singer as well as a speaker, they do very well.
Awesome.
So obviously speaking is a little bit more than just words. So you do have to entertain as well. So I find that. And then people who are comedians and speakers, they do really well. Uh, those things can't be taught. And then I always say people who have speak to youth, they do really well as well, because if you can hold the attention of youth, you can definitely go into corporations and they will hire you back because you're not boring. So those are the kind of things that if you look at Delatoro McNeil, he started out speaking to youth. Lisa, motivating teens was the name of her company before motivating the masses. She did teens for about 15 years before she
Okay.
actually started talking to adults. And that was primarily because her son was little. And so she
Yeah.
really wanted to motivate teens. So she called motivating teens. But yeah, so that is it. That is it. If there is nothing else, Miss Lady, any questions you have for us?
I don't have a question, but I did want to tell you your hair is super pretty. I'm loving the swoops because I miss my natural, so it's very pretty.
Thank you. Thank you. I love the swoops too. I tried to wear it straight at one point. That didn't work for me. I'm more of a curl girl. So
It looks
thank you
great.
so much for joining us today. Well,
Thanks for
I'll
having me.
talk with you later. Hopefully that we'll see you in Ready, Set, Go Speak soon. Okay.
You will. I'm going to go and look at it today and make sure that I connect. So thank you, Lindsay, for all of your feedback. I really appreciate you, sir. And Miss
Well,
Perry, thank you so much.
Thank
I really appreciate both of y'all. Y'all have a blessed day, okay?
All right, you too. She was good. She was good. She had that picture. She wanted to get that updated picture with Oprah. So it's gonna happen soon. We're gonna help her. We're gonna guide her through to just not get a picture, but actually to how about be on her platform? That will be the thing. So Lindsay, thank you for bringing in your wisdom as well for the
sure.
Get Out There, Get Known podcast. All righty. So until next time, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast, brought to you by PamPerryPR.com, where you'll get insider tips on how to build your platform, pitch the media, and promote yourself with confidence. Head over to PamPerryPR.com and get the exclusive video training on the 7 must-have marketing materials you need before you pitch in order to be considered in media places or superstar stages. PamPerryPR.com, where you help you shine like a superstar.